lowest chakra, near to tailbone. Sequently, in the end, is to try to centralize your life energy and consciousness into Brahma Chakra. If once you will be able to do it, you will be happiest person in the world. So be aware about it. Very valuable, very meaningful this process is. Try to do that. Okay, start now. ॐ भर्गोस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितरन्नृतानि पराशो यद्भद्रं तन्मयास्व। ॐ कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरे परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। ॐ प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं मारुतिं करुणाकरं करोमि गीताव्याख्या भगवद्भावप्रकाशिनी। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ My dear souls, may God bless you all. May He lead you all from unreal to real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May He shower upon you all His divine grace. May He bestow upon you all His divine love and wisdom. As you know very well, I am describing here 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. That is called Science of Self-Discipline. Lord Himself taught this divine discipline. I know very well that we people are worshipping Lord Rama, Lord Krishna as our ideal. But we never try to but we are not ready to follow their instructions. Lord Himself taught this divine process, how to control our mind, how to control our senses, how to achieve highest level of consciousness. He taught Himself. As I told you, how prepare place, how sit on that place, how you should try to meditate. I describe all these things. You know. Now He is telling about our food here in two shlokas, 16 and 17. These two shlokas are guiding for our food. Main thing, if you are eager to control your mind, if you are eager to achieve highest good, if you are eager to achieve inner peace and divine light, then you should try to follow. This for devotee, for divine people, He told Himself in the end of Bhagavad Gita, where He declared, "Oh my dear Arjuna, this my divine knowledge, don't try to teach those who are not my dear devotee. And those who are not ready to control their mind, their senses. And those who are not eager to moderate their senses. Idam न तु अतपस्काय न अभक्ताय kadachana. Kadachana means never try to teach this divine knowledge to those people who are not devotee and who are not ready to moderate their mind and senses. You know, if you are eager to be divine, then you must follow his advice. If you are not eager to be divine, then he is not running after you. Don't worry about it. He is not compelling you. If you are eager to live in hell, okay. Because Lord told in the end, this is right and this is wrong. Okay? Yathechasi tatha kuru. But now you heard all my teaching, do whatever you like. No compulsion, no restriction, no? Because human life is, as I told you, free life. There is no compulsion, no restriction. There is a natural law. That law is working always. As you can understand, you can follow it. According to that divine law, you are receiving fresh oxygen and you are discharging carbon dioxide. Everybody knows it. But those people who are, ready to always act against law, then can any power teach them? Those who are receiving carbon dioxide in the form of smoke, are they not aware about it? That they are acting against divine law? When you are smoking, what you are doing? You are acting against divine law. You are receiving carbon dioxide inside. Okay? And I have seen some people, when they smoke, they always try to throw their that smoke through their nostrils, and they feel proud. Oh, I am good smoker. So if anybody want to act against divine law, no power can teach it. Be aware, because there is no restriction. If you will act against divine law, don't worry, that divine power, okay, never will try to snatch, earth where you are standing. He will not, avoid you. He will give you his own light. Sun never try to discriminate you. Moon never try to discriminate you. This air never try to discriminate you. Never, never. Fire never try to discriminate you. These divine powers will never discriminate you. Either you are acting according to divine law or against divine law. But you will receive fruit according to your own karma. Okay? Because you know that a common person who is very generous always try to make happy others. Why doesn't God have? He is Father of Father. He is Mother of Mother. We are not only praying that Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, this is a reality. Okay? Because cause of your body is nature and cause of your real self is spirit. Nature is real mother and spirit is real father. And we are children of mother and father. So, when we are reciting Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, we are not only flattering. No. Our great seers, whatever they told, that was experienced truth, realized fact. Okay? So, my dear, if you will act against divine law, divine power, never will try to object you. You can do. But be aware, you will get that result according to your own karma. Human stomach is not for meat. Okay? Not for meat. Your teeth, your stomach, okay? Your physical structure, your nails, your natural movement are always indicating this fact that you are not by nature meat-eater. But if you are doing that, then divine power never try to object you. You can do. Okay? I heard a story that one person, he was meat eater, he brought a lamb. Then he decided to kill that lamb and take his flesh for eating. But his wife told that if you will cut or kill him, then other part of flesh will be rotten. Then what will you do? We need very little, flesh. We are only two. Then he asked, then what should I do? She told, okay, you should try to only cut one piece. Okay? One piece? Yeah. Then he took that, knife. When he was going to cut one piece of that lamb, then lamb told him, oh my dear, this is not, fair with me. He was stunned. Why? He heard his wife. Because in past life, I cut you whole, and now you are cutting me in piece. Okay? Be aware. Be aware, if you do this, then this process will stop, and that will be new process. Okay? When he heard his heart was trembled. Oh. Lamb told him, yeah, I know. You are killing me because I did it. Same with you in past. But now you are doing a new thing. Be aware about it. It means, food will bring you in same position. In Upanishad we are reading Annat Purusha, Purushat Anna. Our life starts from food and we become food in the end. Okay? There is good hints in Taittiriya Upanishad. Aham annam, aham annam, aham annam, aham annadam, aham annadam, aham annadam. You know? Anna word is Sanskrit. Has very good meaning. What is the meaning of Annam? Do you know? Atti sa annaha, adati sa anna. Who is eating, okay? Who is eating and who is eater. Eating and eater. Okay. Adati sa anna. Whatever you are eating, that is called anna. Atti sa anna. And adati sa anna. And who is eating eater is called anna. You don't think that you are eating only, that anna is eating you too. Okay? Same process is going on always. Adati sa anna and atti sa anna. Who is eating always of eater is called anna. Okay? So be aware about it. Your food is related with your life. Yesterday I told you that there are two main ideal base of Hindu Dharma: food and sex. Okay? Purity of food, purity of sex. These great differences between divine and deities and demonic people. And you will find this great differences not from tomorrow, yesterday. No. You can read your history. You will know how great meaning these two things has. Sex is not only biological demand and one can fulfill with anywhere, with anyhow. No. It was restricted in only your culture, in your philosophy. Okay? Is what not restricted in Asura's philosophy too. What is differences between Arya and Anarya? You read in your history. You should read in your philosophy. You will find out. What is differences between Arya and Anarya? Okay? Is any conception about brahmacharya and about pativrata in any other culture? Can you tell? Can you give any example? No. People don't know what is the sanctity of sex. They don't know. There is one word, pativrata. Okay? In India also, there were women, those who are following not pativrata, what they are called? Prostitute. But this piousness, this sanctity, this sacredness, what is the glory of this piousness, this sanctity, this sacredness? They don't know. My dear, be aware about it. And people are thinking that if I will follow this Indian advice, then how we will maintain our society? Society can't be maintained by being a asura. Okay? You can maintain your society in good way too. What do you think, that there is no society in India? And there was no society there? Big society, big community, lot of people. Still they are living there. And they are living brotherly, more lovingly. Okay? And they lived not only 1 and 2 years. You will find their history is millions of years old. It was not started and some centuries before. Millions of years old culture was based on this. Okay? We are reading a great hymns in Veda, Ahara Shuddhau Sattva Shuddhi. This was in Veda, you know. And these Western people also declared that this word was written about 7,000 years before. Okay? There was one writer, Rath, his name was Rath, he declared that these books were written 7,000 years before Christ. It means maybe 9,000 years old. According to these people. And according to we people, oh, this Veda is eternal. So my dear, you don't think that India was always in same position as today you are seeing. No. Our only about 900 years history is painful, I can say. And before that, India was a great country. You can see India, you can read summary of human song. You can read summary of, Megasthenes. Megasthenes, he was ambassador of Seleucus. 300, 400 BC. You can read his summary. Yeah, he is available in library. And you can read summary of Hume Sang and Faya. Chinese travelers, they wrote about India, what India is. It will open your eyes about India. Hume Sang wrote that I spent 7 years in India, but I never see one beggar there. Okay? He told, Intu means moon. I said a lot about it, and I got many examples that a Hindu word was used for Indu, not Sindhu. Indu, not Sindhas, but Indus. Okay? Indu was a real word. Indu means moon, because west part of India, ruler were, belonging Moon dynasty. Moon dynasty is Lord Krishna. Belong Moon dynasty. There are 2 dynasties very powerful in India. In Asia too, Hamitic and Semitic. Okay? And one is related with sun and other is related with moon. Sun dynasty and Moon dynasty. So there are many kingdoms related with Moon dynasty, and many kingdoms were related with Sun dynasty. As Lord Rama was born in Sun dynasty, but Lord Krishna was born in Moon dynasty. Western part of India was populated by Moon dynasty, and eastern part of India was populated by Sun dynasty. Either you are aware or not, but be aware now. So those people who are entering into India from west and north, they were seeing first those those people who were called Hindu, they were,